Yo, what's up guys, Dykester here, and I'm back with another video. So, chapter 2 is finally coming to an end. A lot of people quit in chapter 2, but I seriously think chapter 2 is really underrated. And that's why I made this video. I just want to tell you guys 12 features why chapter 2 was better than chapter 1. I'm not saying personally I like chapter 1 more than chapter 2, but I think it's just that chapter 2 is just way too underrated. And I wanted to make some things clear, and yeah, just telling that chapter 2 wasn't that bad at all. Also, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and put notifications on so you never miss my videos. And let's jump right into it with number 1, swimming. So, when chapter 2 started, we had this feature that we can swim in water and we don't take fall damage in water. Do you guys remember Loot Lake and how annoying it was to walk through it? Well, not anymore. Now you can just swim through everything and it's really freaking easy. And you even get speed. And if you build really high, you can jump in water and not take damage. I think this is actually still one of the best features of chapter 2. And it was really annoying in chapter 1, so Epic did a really good job on that. While we're talking about water, we got to talk about chapter number 2, healing items. So, with water, we got a lot of fish. We got floppers, slurpfish, and later shieldfish, spicy fish, so much more fish, hop flopper, so much more stuff. You can fish weapons out of water. Fish is just handy to have in your inventory if you need a quick refresh. You know, you can just heal up to 100 shield with 2 shieldfish in less than 2 seconds. And yeah, in chapter 1 we only had minis and big bots and of course slurp juice and chuck jugs. But to be honest, it doesn't really. I think it's still really good that Epic did it. It also makes fights more difficult because you can just heal up so fast. That the fights take way longer, and that makes it more interesting as well. Next up, we gotta talk about net gathering. So, back in chapter 1, we had a few places where you could get some materials. All I can think about is Wailing Woods, and it even got removed in later seasons. This whole chapter 2, we have had Logjam, we have had Weeping Woods. Everywhere around the map, there are rocks that give 100 brick if you break it. It has just become so easy to get more materials, and yeah, I really missed that in chapter 1. Next up, we got to talk about something more important, and that's weapon balancing. So, one of the most annoying features in chapter 1 was that weapons did a 2 times headshot multiplier. You know, a golden scar did 72 headshots. Can you imagine that? You can kill someone with 3 hits, 3 headshots with a gun that has 30 ammo in it. 72 damage is as much as a hand cannon almost does. So that was really unbalanced, and I really like Epic fixed that in chapter 2, because now it only does what, 50 damage or something. So now it takes a bit longer, and I mean also weapon balancing itself. Do you guys remember the compact SMG? How freaking overpowered it was. It had range, it had everything, it had damage. Yeah, basically everything's nerfed to the ground. You know, Epic is really trying its best to make a really balanced game, and I think I can't name anything this chapter that has been actually really unbalanced. And yeah, I mean the max that I got recently in the game is really overpowered, but because everyone lands on it, it basically gets destroyed almost immediately, and there's only one of them on the map. So. And even if Epic got something that was a bit broken, they basically nerfed it off the bat. And now we're talking about balancing. We got to talk about casual and competitive playing. Such as, for example, last season, Railgun and Recon Scanner got vaulted in the competitive. The rocket launcher hasn't been in competitive for so long. I think Epic is really doing a good job by separating the competitive and the casual players. Now, if you want competitive, you don't want to get RPGs and railguns all the time. I think Epic does a really good job on that, though, because you know you have the people who want to play competitive, and you have the people who want to play casual. You gotta separate those two. Because yeah, if you want to have fun, you can use the railgun and RPGs and stuff. If you want to actually play, you don't want to play against that. So that's a really good job from Epic. Next up, we got to talk about the mobility. So of course with cars in game, that's just the best mobility we've ever had. Epic did a really good job of mobility, but not only cars. Boats are pretty good still. Swimming is faster than walking. But we can't forget things that aren't vehicles, so yeah, of course swimming. But also the spicy effect from peppers and spicy fish. The hop rock effect from the hop flopper. Yeah, this season with the shadow stones and the slipstreams and the freaking bouncers. Season 6, the shockwave bow. I can go on for a long time, but Epic did a really good job of mobility. And also recently with the shopping carts and the 80k coming back. Yeah, that just makes it perfect. Also a really big feature in most of Chapter 2 is the NPCs. So with the whole NPC gold system in Fortnite, Epic really changed up everything. With gold you can do so much. You know, if you're in a fight and you go to an NPC, you can just, you're low, you can just buy a medkit for example. Or if you just dropped and you can't find a gun, you can buy a gun from an NPC. You can also earn gold by doing little challenges. You can also do other things like becoming a prop, activating a rift. You know, so much more stuff. There's so much more possibilities now, and yeah, Epic did really good on that because I really think it made Fortnite actually better. And yeah, I really missed that sometimes in Chapter 1. Of course, the vending machines were good, but you had to farm materials for like 3 years after that if you wanted to get your materials back. Because you just spent 500 gold on a golden scar, you know. Talking about weapons, we gotta talk about Mythics. Mythics have been a really big part of Chapter 2. Mythics, most of them are really hard to get, but if you get them, you actually got a bit of an advantage. Sometimes they're a bit overpowered, but it still makes the game more fun, you know, that you don't only have to fight players, you have to fight non-player characters, hostile non-player characters, and yeah, with that, a whole new perspective to the game, because yeah, you have to fight multiple people and NPCs and a boss. Of course, the peak season was Chapter 2 Season 2, where we had, I think, 5 or 6 mythic bosses. It also gives some mobility, like the skyscraper and the shockwave launcher from Kit. Yeah, also some more fun items like mythic pulse rifle that did insane damage, and the burst, the mythic burst from this season that just shoots insanely fast. And yeah, Epic, that's really good from Epic that they did that. Talking about loot, we got to talk about landmarks. So back in Chapter 1 you had most of the POIs, and you had like a few little landmarks and just some houses randomly on the map. But this season we got tons of landmarks, and you know, it makes the game more fun. You don't actually have to land at an implication anymore to get good loot. You got yeah, logjam, you got the thing on the hill, lighthouse, so much stuff, you know, where you can actually get good loot. And yeah, that makes it just, you know, good about this game. You can just, it's easier to avoid crowds and still get good loot. Next up we got to talk about LTMs. Of course, we had a few iconic LTMs that I personally like the most, like Air Royale and Pulse Lava. Those are my favorite back in Chapter 1. But also in Chapter 2 we have Rags to Riches, for example. It's a really good game mode. Comeback, really good concept. Shockwave. Yeah, I can go on for this for a long time. But you know, Epic did a really good job on that. Next up we got to talk about all the collaborations. So a lot of people find the collabs really like getting boring, and they think Epic is really unoriginal. But think about it, so many collaborations you can play. You can play like Iron Man, a lot of Marvel stuff, Star Wars, anime. You know, if you're a big Star Wars fan, you can play as Mandalorian or as a Stormtrooper in your freaking favorite game. You know, what game has that, you know? And that's what makes Fortnite so good in my eyes. You know, you can just play as everyone you want, and it can be someone from your favorite TV show. There's still a lot of original skins as well, you know? But, you know, Epic did a really good job on that. Lastly, but actually the best of this list, we gotta talk about the insane storyline. Because, guys, what did we have an insane storyline this chapter? It's still going, but it started all with the device event in season 2, chapter 2. And since that, we have had a storyline with so many questions getting answered, more questions getting there. And, you know, it's just so exciting. Every event, like, I'm getting already hyped a month before the event starts, you know, that's how hyped I'm getting for the event. It's just because the storyline is so exciting. And, you know, of course we had some events in chapter 1. But, you know, it wasn't really an actual story. There were just some events in-game that happened. And epic, yeah, the personalities, we got John Jones, Foundation, Dr. Sloan, so much more. I'm the most hyped for the event, the storyline, and whole chapter 3. I'm just so hyped for the insane storyline. But that's everything, guys. Let me know if you agree with me and if you like chapter 2 more than chapter 1. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button and smash the subscribe button with the notifications on so you never miss my videos. And I'll see you guys next time.